All right, my great pleasure joining me now right here on set, the great Brian Kilmeade, co-host of Fox and Friends, host of One Nation with Brian Kilmeade, and host of the Brian Kilmeade radio show. And on top of all that, the author of The President and the Freedom Fighter, which is out in paperback this week. One click on Amazon. Welcome, my friend.
Right, and I'll be in Rochester on Saturday, where you know quite well.
I do. I played some tennis, parts of tennis up there 1,000 years ago. Brian, first question is, all these polls are coming out, including these election, you have to pay to play polls, and they're all showing the cavalry's coming, it's a red wave, and I just want to get your take, feel you out on this. Do you buy it? Do you think this wave is for real?
If you told me just the wave for real, depending on the polls, I'd say, I don't know, I'm very skeptical. But if you told me the top issues that are going to decide where the vote's going to go, the skepticism kind of leaves. Does anyone think the Democrats are strong on the border? That's one of the top 3 issues. Does anyone think the Democrats are law and order? That's one of the top 2 issues. Does anyone think the Democrats do a better job on inflation? I haven't seen any type of survey that said they are. I haven't seen a Democrats come out on top when it talks about the economy. Where they do better is social issues in some cases, and where they do better is abortion. I guess for the most of the country didn't want to see Roe v. Wade overturned, but that's dropped to 6th or 7th.
That's
Green energy, really? Top 20.
Green energy. With inflation and the cost of even gasoline is still high. Home heating oil, you can't get your hands on it. Diesel fuel, you can't get your hands on it. Electricity, enormously expensive. I mean, I think that's still killing the Democrats, but I don't know. Is the GOP peaking too soon? Because Biden's trying to make a counterplay here.
Counterplay is it's going to be a lot worse with them. The problem is he's not Barack Obama, even though Barack Obama has been rolled out now. President Biden struggles to make his case. A lot of stuff he just makes up. Comes out and says, when I was president, when I took over the presidency, gas was $5 a gallon. I mean, what do you say to that? That's $3 more than it actually was. It's $3.34. No, it isn't. It's $3.72. So, I mean, what do you say to that? This country was a mess when I took over. No, it wasn't a mess. We had a pandemic, and the spending had stopped. And maybe you could argue that a couple of trillion was too many, but 4.2 trillion is way too much, especially when you don't have it. And I would say this, whatever you want to say about Saudi Arabia. Oh, I don't like the fact that President Trump had good relations with Saudi Arabia. Oh, it's a very problematic country. A country we've had 80 years of relationship with. In the 70s, we decided to stiff arm them. It didn't go too well. So we had a mutual respect for each other, knowing how different we were. And now we alienated Saudi Arabia, who pulled $2 million a day off the market and promises to do more.
I know.
That's bad relations. So you're judging, that's the report card.
Cost of living and crime. That's the way I see it. There's no way out. Now, let me go into this related matter, but in terms of the red wave. Donald Trump, who you interviewed on the radio this past week?
1 week ago.
1 week ago, okay. He endorsed Blake Masters, Arizona, Mehmet Oz, Pennsylvania, Donald Baldock, New Hampshire. We had Baldock. He
didn't really endorse Baldock, though. He pulled back on Baldock.
Oh,
yeah, he did not.
I thought he was totally endorsed.
He was not, and he got very. In fact, I talked to him. I think it was on the breaks.
Baldock was very good last night. I just want to say that.
I watched it. I watched about an hour of it.
Very good.
Next to each other. It was a bizarre setup, right? I mean, they were literally next to each other in chairs.
The debate.
With the debate.
All right, Adam Laxalt,
Laxalt,
Herschel Walker, J.D. Vance, Leora Levy, Tiffany Smiley, not so much. Here's my point. Trump stands a chance of 1,000 batting average or a very high batting average, okay? What does that say to you about his future as a candidate, as a presidential candidate? What kind of position would that put him in? Let's say he carries 6 out of the 7 or 7 out of the 7 or something like that.
I think very strong. I mean, if Blake Masters wins in Arizona and beats Mark Kelly, which he's on the roll, that's where it's trending. Herschel Walker gets through either in overtime, December 6th, or on November 6th. And Laxalt's been strong the whole way. So he identified talent. I think one of the most talented people is not a senator, is Carrie Lake.
Yes.
So he identified her. And by the way, behind in the polls in the primary.
Yes.
So identified J.D. Vance and Dr. Oz. I'm much more impressed with Dr. Oz than the average person. I looked at a top syndicated host who's a great doctor, a great surgeon.
He was great last night on the show. We had him on the show last night. He was really good. I never understood Fetterman should be Oz's patient, not his opponent.
I've never heard it said quite like that.
Oz is a very fine cardiologist.
Right.
So Fetterman should be coming to him for therapy. But anyway, my point is Mitch McConnell made fun and ranked out these Trump people, and here they are, probably going to win most of the races. I mean, this is for Trump a virtual takeover of the Republican Party.
Again.
It
is. And McConnell's shown vindictiveness, too. Pulled money out of New Hampshire, pulled money away from Blake Masters. And I don't think that works. I always thought he was part of what's my objective. I don't really care if you insult me personally. He's showing this is a little bit personal, and I'm surprised. Because to me, you know this better. You've been in Washington a long time. The difference between being the minority leader and the majority leader, it is two different job descriptions. Why wouldn't you do everything possible to get that extra seat? So he pulled some money back. So, and I saw Rick Scott last night. He wouldn't really dive into it with Sean Hannity.
No, I mean, I don't.
But they're fighting too.
Yes.
Scott and
look, and by the way, Scott McConnell took his money out of the Bulldog race in New Hampshire, but Scott put his money back in.
Did not know that.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
Last one, Elon Musk, my hero, taking over Twitter, throwing out the existing management, literally carrying the kitchen sink into the headquarters in San Francisco. A free speech revolution, I ask you, Brian Kilmeade?
Well, I remember the first time I spent $44 billion for a corporation. And I was reminiscing just a little bit. But, I mean, it's just amazing what he's done.
How did it feel, by the way?
I felt a little like I had to use overdraft for a few years in my checking, and those fees really mounted up. But a good thing that Joe Biden's working on those junk fees. So he does it. This is what I have this belief, and I'm willing to say that I'm too idealistic. Go ahead. He is going to show people how to be fair and balanced with it. And he's not a Republican. He's not a Democrat. And he's got the good leading electric car in the world. So he's going out there and he's going to unmask the algorithms and maybe put them into layman's terms. And he's going to make Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, whatever it is, look bad. And they're going to say, okay, Truth Social, we expected it. But go ahead, label Twitter partisan. I don't really think so. He's going to get the hate out, but he's going to leave most in. So it's going to be very hard to get banned.
This is a revolution. This changes the landscape of social media. It absolutely changes. And it's going to, I think, look, I'm just saying, thinking this through, this will have a huge impact on Google. It will have a huge impact on Facebook. It will have a huge impact on every single one. It might even, Brian Kilmeade, have a huge impact on other media outlets who have gone so far to the left. In other words, Elon is going to show everybody up, and he's going to show everybody how they ought to do it.
Absolutely. Make our own decisions. Well, Trump had a tweet. I don't like the tweet. I don't want to ban Trump. I didn't like that tweet. A crazy tweet by Al Franken. I don't want to ban Al Franken. I want to read it. Well, he was sarcastic and rude and crude. Okay, from within range, so you don't alienate advertisers. Have a different code of conduct for your new monitors on these things, and I think we'll see a difference.
I'm going to go back on Twitter. I used to tweet a lot. I had a bunch of followers. I'm going to go back. It'll be great fun. By the way, Elon Musk said he's voting Republican in this election. Just saying.
Well,
I didn't say he registered, but he
are
said
you surprised that Trump is fighting with him a little bit?
No. and I'm not going to say anything more on that subject. But I will thank you, Brian Kilmeade. Catch him on One Nation with Brian Kilmeade, Saturdays, 8 p.m. Eastern on Fox, author of The President and the Freedom Flyer, out in paperback this week. It is a superb read. Thank you, Brian Kilmeade.
Thanks for having me, Larry.